Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're having a great day. It's Steve coming at you. I just wanted to touch base with you and discuss some stuff that's been happening recently in the news. I have tried not to watch a lot of this coronavirus pandemic crap because you guys know how I feel. I think this is way overblown. I'm just hoping that at the end of this month we don't get another 2 more weeks, because I'm going to be like, nah fam, I'm not trying to hear that. It's time to get this country back running again before we lose even more people because of the economic devastation that takes place. But I digress. This video is about actually something different that I think is funny. And it's about the continued fall rather, of SJW culture. These guys they haven't gotten enough, apparently. And there's 3 stories in particular that I find pretty funny. The first one of which is Amber Heard, who's the actress who played in Aquaman as Mira. She's the lead actress in that movie. She's also a very pretty girl. She's also married to Johnny Depp at one point. She's Johnny Depp's ex-wife. Very public, very ugly divorce, which she accused him of sexual violence against her during the marriage, about beating her basically and other things. And she became a leading spokesperson for the Me Too movement. Cost Johnny Depp a lot of money. He lost his part on Pirates of the Caribbean any upcoming Disney projects that would have involved that. He almost lost his job, and the Fantastic Beasts deal. She cost him a lot of money. He's suing her right now for $15 million for defamation of character. And what's been funny about that and listening to it and watching it is, as it came out, it turns out she doesn't seem to have any character witnesses to back her up as being this upstanding, wonderful person. In fact, is the stuff that's come out, the information that's come out, is that she is actually the abuser. And she's been caught on tape talking about hitting him and how she didn't really hit him that hard and he shouldn't be such a sissy, basically. And there's nothing that's come out that has shown him to be violent towards women in any way, including ex-girlfriends, including Winona Ryder, his ex-fiance. They dated years ago when they did Edward Scissorhands, that kind of thing. And she said he was always a very caring, sweet man. Every ex-wives are saying the same thing. Ex-girlfriends are all saying the same thing. And you would think if Johnny was this violent, and the monster that Amber said he was, that there would be some evidence of that. But apparently there is none. But there's apparently lots of evidence that she is the violent one, and she has a history of it, even from ex-girlfriends who saying she was violent. So interesting how that's playing out, and that she tried to get his defamation suit thrown out. It's going forward in court. Very interesting. Now the newest thing that came out is that she'll be able to give her testimony behind closed doors, which makes no sense. If she outed him in public, then we should hear what the evidence that she has against him is in public. I'm of the mindset she doesn't have any evidence, and someone's trying to protect her. But I'm hoping the best for Johnny, even though I'm not crazy about him from a political perspective. He's like most people in Hollywood. But everything I've heard about him, he's a great guy. He's a really super nice guy. And I'm wishing him well, because I would love to see him win this deal. There's even speculation, which I highly doubt, that Amber could get 3 years in jail for falsifying evidence, because it's coming out that she may have used a makeup artist to fake the bruises and injuries that she says she had from a fight that she got in with Johnny. And you can't do that in California. That's considered felony, falsifying evidence to get someone else in trouble with the law. And she could see up to 3 years in jail. Now, would she get that? No. I think she should get at least 1 year, especially if they can prove that she did it, which I personally believe she did. But if they can prove that she did it, I think she should get at least a year, at least 6 months to a year, because somebody's got to be taught a lesson that you can't have this. This whole Me Too thing, as I've said in the past, probably started out very nobly. Women who actually physically and emotionally been hurt by men who are just, monsters or sleazy, creepy guys like Harvey Weinstein, for instance. But it turned into a political weapon to go after men just because you don't like them or their politics, or to falsify evidence against them. This whole believe women thing, from the start, the very first time I heard hashtag believe women, I was like, ho, you guys in the Me Too SJW group need to pump your brakes. You got to pump those brakes, because that is not happening. And with the whole Brett Kavanaugh, well, you have to believe women. No, women lie just like men lie. In fact, sometimes even more. But I always thought it was funny that she could get in actual legal trouble. That's pretty cool. Segueing from that whole believe women Me Too thing into the whole Alyssa Milano, another former actress, hasn't really been in anything. I think she was in Charmed and Who's the Boss when she was younger, and she's been around the block, if you know what I'm saying. But she was a big proponent of this whole Me Too movement, believe women movement, especially Brett Kavanaugh, when he was accused of a crime supposedly that took place back in high school from this Christine Blasey woman. And I know her name's Blasey Ford, but I call her Blasey. And he was accused of this crime. Well, Alyssa Milano was saying, well, if you don't believe her, then there's just something wrong with you. Anybody who doesn't believe her story, she had no one that could back up the story. No one came to her defense. None of her former friends, any of the people that knew her back then said this and that. I don't remember anything like this ever taking place. And she accused essentially an innocent man of something he didn't do, specifically to keep him off the Supreme Court. It was disgusting what took place. Absolutely disgusting. But that's when the whole hashtag, along with the Me Too movement, the whole hashtag Believe Women movement started. And a lot of people got punked into following that. And I'm not the one. I'm not a punk. So you ain't going to just catch me any kind of way. And again, that whole thing starts off. And now it comes out. Now she's been a huge supporter of Joe Biden, and it come out recently that Joe Biden is being accused of sexual harassment / sexual assault of a young female back in, I guess it was in the 90s or so. Now, whether or not I believe this woman, I don't like when people come out 20, 30, 40, 50 years later saying stuff that happened to them back when they were kids, like they can remember it like it's yesterday. I'm not a big fan of that. Not saying it didn't happen. Not saying it did. I'm just not a big fan of waiting until that time to get that information out. But now that Joe Biden's basically the presumptive nominee in waiting, there's recently some story about how he pushed a young woman up against the wall in his office and put his hands down her pants or up her skirt or whatever, and Alyssa Milano knows about this allegation, has been getting asked about it, and so she went from we have to believe women no matter what, how dare you not believe these women's stories, we have to support those women too. Well, we have to support women, but we also have to wait for the facts and evidence to come out. Not at all the attitude she had during the Brett Kavanaugh fiasco. She did not have that argument at all. It was believe women at all costs. Doesn't matter if she doesn't have any evidence. Doesn't matter if she has any witnesses. She said it happened, so therefore it happened. Haven't heard that from her at all. And she's been trying to avoid it. And what's so funny, even Rose McGowan, another, basically one of the founders of this whole Me Too thing, Rose McGowan, came out against her and said, you're a fake Me Tooer. You say it when it suits you, but now that something's come out against Biden, you're pretending like it's not a big deal. I love that personally, that she's getting dragged by other SJWs. It's fantastic. And it's funny, she's kind of eating her own. But, Rose McGowan has a great point. You can't believe women unless they accuse a guy you like. That's not how it's supposed to work if you're of that mindset of just believing whatever women say. I think it's hysterical personally. It cracks me up. So I'm just sitting back and loving this. And then the third one, and possibly the funniest / weirdest one, is this guy, Ezra Miller. Now, if you don't know who Ezra Miller is, Ezra Miller is the young guy who played the Flash in the Justice League movie, which I personally didn't care for his character or his costume at all. I actually think the guy who plays the Flash on the CW show is much better. That's the guy they should have got. But anyway, Ezra Miller is a very weird cat as a person. He's Mr. I'm non-binary call me they or them. First, I'm not doing that. I am not playing that stupid identity. You can be whoever you want to be game, and I have to play. You can be a ham sandwich for all I care. You can call yourself a ham sandwich. That doesn't mean I have to go get you mail. I'm not playing that game with you. Just because you're crazy doesn't mean I have to be crazy with you. You can live in Looney Town. I don't have to go there. So don't try and force me, because I'm in Looneyville, you have to be here with me. No, you can hang out in Looneyville with all the rest of you and your other loony friends. Those of us who are normal, rational people do not have to live there with you. But I digress. Anyway, Mr. Non-binary, I don't have a gender, dresses up like girls, puts on skirts and makeup. I think he's just incredibly sad attention seeker who might be incredibly mentally unstable. But recently, not too long ago, he was in Iceland. Imagine that the whole world's under, we're all going to die from coronavirus, supposedly. And he's in Iceland. But he's in Iceland. He's quote-unquote fans or people who recognize him or whatever give him a hard time because he's kind of a small guy from as far as stature or build. And it's full of females like, oh, I can kick your butt. Because he was talking about how he's been able to, fans have challenged him and he's been able to kick some butt. This one girl's like, I can kick your butt. Now, obviously, when you go see the video, he sounds like he's been drinking. She's probably been drinking too. Of course, because they're at a bar, leaving a bar. Luckily, Iceland still has their bars open. Imagine that. And it was something we should do, at least have some more places open for sure. But he grabs her. She's like, I can kick your butt. She's just coming at him, swinging, kind of like, not even swinging at him, just holding her arms up, back and forth, not even at him, just acting goofy, basically. And he says to her, oh, you want to fight? And he grabs her by the throat. He grabs her by the throat and choke slams her. Oh my gosh, that is man, these it's always SJWs are the best. They are the best at being absolutely pathetic. He choke slams her. The guys who's holding the video like, whoa, dude. And so some people are saying, I don't know if it's real. This thing could be staged. It could be phony. I don't think so. I think he really choke slammed that girl, and now he's in hiding because you haven't heard anything from him. You haven't heard him say it was staged. They were just messing around. And this was like a week or so ago. You haven't heard him say any of that, less than a week ago maybe. But still, if it was staged with he's getting dragged on Twitter. And if it was staged, he would have come out and said something by now. But he choke slammed this woman. And Mr. SJW, I'm non-binary. See, here's the funny part about that to me. He can claim he's non-binary, which means he is either a man or a woman or neither or whatever, and say, well, it was a girl-on-girl fight, but you're a dude. And you choke slammed a woman just because she was teasing you about you being so small she could kick your butt. And so now that's on you, bro. And I'm excited because now it's supposedly there was some upcoming Flash movie in the DCU. I don't know who would go see that. I would not go see a movie just because of him, personally. And now that might be put on the back burner, but it's great. DC and Marvel and Disney and all these guys can claim lots of projects on the back burner simply because of coronavirus. They got that built-in excuse to COVID-19 to not do stuff. But the fact that he choke slammed a woman in Iceland because he was trying to be tough. Oh my God. That tells you right there, he's not tough. Bro, if you had he was already slightly larger than her from the standpoint of height and stuff. If you got to choke slam somebody, especially a female, and you're bigger than her, you ain't tough, bro. You can claim you tough all day long. I'm sure I could kick your butt and have no problem doing it. You're sad, really. I'd probably kick your butt with just words. I wouldn't even have to hit you, but I'm not worried about it one way or the other. But it's just sad to me. And funny. Come on. So you got Amber Heard, Mrs. Fake Me Too movement, could possibly see a criminal charge for what she did, which the fast one she pulled on Johnny Depp. Not tried, but actually succeeded in pulling, because they actually enhanced her career by being Miss Me Too movement. Destroyed a man, tried to destroy her ex-husband's life and livelihood, just so in order to promote herself. And you got Miss Alyssa Milano, Miss Believe Women, Miss Me Too movement. Joe Biden, her guy, has been accused of actually worse than what supposedly Brett Kavanaugh did, and she's quiet as a church mouse about it. Quiet as a church mouse about it. It is hysterical. And then, last but not least, Mr. Non-Binary Ezra Miller, fake flash, joke slammed a girl in Iceland, and now he's in hiding. You gotta love these SJWs, boy. I'm so excited about the collapse of the SJW culture. Because as I said in the previous video, when stuff like this, when real stuff happens, people stop caring about all your stupid stuff. All this non-binary, transgender, whatever, identity politics. Nobody cares. When the real shit hits the fan, don't nobody care about none of that stuff. When stuff gets real, it gets real for real. So nobody is caring about any of this. I absolutely love it. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to more of this kind of news. So much better than anything I've been hearing. The coronavirus news has been incredibly just annoying and depressing. I'll do a video about that a little bit later. But with that, guys, I hope y'all having a great day. If you like what you heard, please hit that thumbs up button and hit the notification bell. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you get the notifications. If you didn't like what you heard, hit the thumbs down. Put a comment in as to why you didn't like it. I love to hear from you either way. Thanks very much. Continue to help the channel grow. It's been growing steadily, slowly but steadily. I'd love to see it grow a little bit more quickly, but either way, just growth in and of itself is great. So I appreciate those people who have already subscribed. Thank you so much to my subscribers. I look forward to even more in the future. Please share the video and get it out there for more people to see. I look forward to doing more comment and sharing more with you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Let's all stay safe out there and healthy. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.